you're right.
So true, so true.
You married, Garza?
No.
Well, I am married. And sometimes it don't work out the way you thought it would.
Well, I heard tell.
Well, I don't care what anybody says, Ethel. Marriage is built on trust.
Looking at the context between the charts, one of the ones that strikes us first is that his Venus falls between her east point and ascendant, closely conjunct both. It's a powerful attraction, potential pleasure together, enjoying each other, liking each other. Venus on those angles.
Why shouldn't you attract some attention?
Oh, you really think so?
Absolutely.
It's a bit wide to call his Sun series on her Pluto, but you might call it, a lot of people do allow a 5-degree orb for the Sun and the Moon and the angles. That would be a strong emotional attachment, potential of caring about each other. There aren't a lot of other things that are really close enough to be called conjunction. So mainly what we're seeing is a basic similarity in the character in many ways, with more idealism centered on relationships in her chart.
Sounds ideal.
But the same freedom-closeness struggle, the same work versus home and family.
Big career.
Usually, Sun and Ceres together will want to have children. Because it's obviously he is older. He might very well have had children already by the time he got around to marrying her. Strong conjunctions do help to be cohesive, to pull people closer together. And the major conjunction there that's holding them is the Venus. And Venus really is pleasure.
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 Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh, yes, sir. It's
My pleasure entirely.
My pleasure, Major.
mine, too.
Well, it gives me pleasure to give you pleasure.
Women make it a pleasure to be a man.
And if it stops being pleasurable, either one starts focusing too much on the flaws and it's not living up to the ideal, or either one in the freedom-closeness thing, the tendency is for one to be conscious of the need for freedom and one to be conscious of the need for closeness, so one plays clutch and the other plays run. And the pleasure might not be enough to weigh in against that. He could, of course, have just simply been so absorbed in his work. And she might not have felt that there was enough fun in the relationship to be worthwhile.
They make it a habit never to mix business with pleasure.
Or he might really have wanted to play parent. He does have that parental instinct, that need for independence, and she's got enough strength, so she wasn't really willing to play child. And so it could have broken on that rock. When you have the parent-partner mixtures, you have to take turns being parent. Each person has to feel they have something that the other really values. But the issues are similar, and as in most cases, this is a fairly typical kind of comparison. If each person has worked out their own inner dilemmas, they can survive as a relationship. If it goes on the rocks, it'll be because their own inner conflicts were not resolved, not worked through. And the conflict aspects, as is usually the case, involve conflicts that exist within each chart, not just between the charts. Each chart sets off the conflicts that are there inside the other chart. So we are meeting ourselves and our own dilemmas through the relationship. Now there are harmony aspects too. We don't just look at conjunctions. There are other aspects. His nodes are sextile trine her sun and her Mars. Those are very favorable aspects for harmony in a relationship. The ability to communicate, share ideas and fun, activity together. On the other hand, there also are some cardinal squares between the two charts. Her Neptune in the first house squares his Jupiter palace and his Saturn. There's a pretty close cardinal T there.
I like you very much. But I just don't know.
The liaison with you is unthinkable. Marriage is preposterous.
It's an unhealthy relationship.
Are you coming with us?
To Las Vegas?
Well, if you're going to get married, that's the place to gamble.
The search for the ideal, as we've been saying, is solved by finding shared ideals, shared goals, shared values, shared beliefs, moving in the same direction and enjoying each other. Perfectly possible to do that, but we have to remember to do it. If we don't remember that, we have a variety of ways that we can have problems. We may look forever for the perfect person and never get married. We never find the perfect person.
This marriage is the greatest thing that ever happened to you. I agree, sir.
The perfect marriage.
The perfect marriage. The perfect marriage.
We may think that we found the perfect person repeatedly and marry repeatedly, and each time feet of clay, throw them back and try another. Then we get serial monogamy, or affairs, or whatever. We may be projecting it, and we pick out someone else who's looking for the perfect person, and we're not good enough. We may convince ourselves that someone is the perfect person and repress the fact that it's not ideal all the time, because no relationship is ideal all the time.
Good luck. Hope the fish are biting. Kind of hoping they wouldn't be.
And then we get sick because we can't face our frustrations. Or we may convince ourselves that this person is our ideal and we don't want to go on living without him. I met one woman who was literally dying of cancer. She had fallen in love with a priest and he chose the church, and she didn't want to live without him, and she died of cancer. And another one who had left a husband, 4 little kids, had left her husband. She was having an affair with a married man and hoped he was going to marry her. He wasn't. But she said, I don't want to go on living if I can't have him. That's one of the more destructive ways to do it.
It's an unhealthy relationship.
We can also marry someone and stay married to them and keep letting them know they're not perfect. That's also a rather nasty thing to do. Look, if you would shape up in this way and live up to these standards, and just do this, then you'd be okay. And I'd accept you. Or someone can do it to us. And we can also pick victims. Someone we can save. Instead of them being God for us, we're going to be God for them. We're going to rescue them. It doesn't work in personal relationships. Ends up poisonous. The victim has to get even. It's an ego put down. So they got to get even in one way or another.
Why, this is terrible.
Lots of ways they can get even. They can two-time you. They can... all they have to do is just be a real super victim. You really want to carry me? I'll let you. Lots of possibilities. One of the ones, like snowflakes. Yeah, one of the workshops I did, I was going through all of these series of things, and the girl kept saying, no, not that one, no, not that one, no, not that one. I said, well, maybe you picked out someone who thought he was God. She said, that's the one. So you see, there really are lots of options.
We've all got to learn to live together here somehow.
The solution, again, is to not expect ideals out of a human relationship. It's never going to be more than human. Hopefully, it should be pleasant for both. Both people should be able to enjoy it. That's all Venus really asks by itself. When you put in Neptune and Jupiter and Chiron, and they want more. And then the other side of the coin of perfectionism is the Virgo and the Vesta. Look at the flaws. Look, I had this beautiful dream, and look at the flaws. It's not doing it. And of course, where is she doing that? First and foremost, to herself. That's first house. First house, Neptune, and first house, Chiron, and Jupiter conjuncts it over the line in the second, and Virgo rising. So the Neptune, Chiron, Jupiter are saying, I ought to be perfect. I ought to never make a mistake.
As I expected, it's practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
And the Virgo says, uh-oh. You've done it again. You blew it. So it's true for personal, individual, self, and relationships, both right straight across the board. A need to ease off on the super expectations. And it really is much stronger to herself, even than to relationships, because the house outweighs the sign. Plus, in addition, we've got East Point, anti-vertex, Mars, all keys to identity in the 12th house. So we've said 6 times, I ought to be perfect. And the Virgo rising and the East Point in Virgo. And Mercury ruling the ascendant in the 10th house, which is like being in Capricorn, are all looking at the flaws. So the first thing we have to do is say, my favorite motto, I'll be God tomorrow. Today I'm still human and it's okay. Now the Gemini helps and the Aquarius helps. There is a lot of air in the chart. Even the Libra helps if we get past our self-consciousness that we've got to please people, and if they don't like us, we're no good. But usually air is helpful to see the whole thing. That means we don't just look at the flaws. We look at the whole thing. We look at our assets too. And also air is accepting. Air sees what's there, and it doesn't have to do anything about it except understand it, and talk about it, and accept it. It's not like Earth. Earth has got to do something to make it better.
Things just don't seem to happen when they should, do they?
But we accept them. We have to.
I suppose so.
And air says, I understand, and I accept. That's fine. So hopefully the air is strong enough to counteract the danger of the extreme perfectionism. But it's something you have to talk about when you see that kind of chart, to see if they have worked that out.
I try to keep my life as simple and as uncomplicated as I can. Every added thing is added trouble, is what I often say.
But doesn't it get boring after a while?
I've never been bored in my life, my dear. I know, I don't get bored easily.
Yeah.
When I return from daily strife to hearth and wife, how pleasant is the life I lead.
No, 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 I don't wish to tarry. It is better, much better to marry. 'Tis thus I'm ever happy, and the world with its pleasures enjoy. Now lovers who really are faithful, you'll find them most rarely. And many who are most ardent, the very most unfaithful are. No, 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 I don't wish to tarry. It is better, much better to marry. 'Tis thus I'm ever happy, and the world with its pleasures enjoy.
I want to marry you. Yeah, I want to wade knee-deep in disposable diapers.
I might ask you to marry me.
I think I'll just wait around for Superman.
Well, Jimmy, it looks like ordinary fellows like you and I don't have a chance anymore. These young ladies don't seem to think there's anyone in the world but Superman.
Well, is there?
The best way to be happy is to be active and around people who are happy.
You should rejoice that you're able to have something that everybody else wishes they had and wants. So just count your blessings and feel happy. And when they say you have a happy marriage, say yes. Isn't it wonderful? And I hope someday you will too. My mother was once with a group of women, and they were all married, but it's a comparable kind of situation. And there was one of those bridge get-togethers, and everybody was chit-chatting, and the women got on the kick of talking about the problems with their husbands. So they went around the room, and everyone told what was wrong with her husband. And finally, they got to Martha, my mother, and they said, "Martha, you haven't said anything." And she said, "Well, I'm afraid I can't contribute to this conversation because my husband's perfect." That was the end of the conversation. So it just take it as a compliment that when they say you have a happy marriage, say, "Yes, I love my husband, and we do have a happy marriage, and of course I work at it." We always attract someone who will give us a chance to learn. We can either learn voluntarily, or we can wait till we get pushed into it by pain. We wouldn't be here if we weren't here to learn. That's what we're here for. And I always hope we can also do some enjoying of the journey.
To everything there is a season, to every purpose a time.
Nothing like marriage, I always say.
Me too, if it's the right boy and girl.
Boy, you said it.
Of course, if it ain't, it can be just awful. That's the reason couples shouldn't rush into these things. Did you know that?
You know, before you get married, there's certain things you got to find out. After, it's too late.
Well, now, are you getting ready to tell me about the birds and the bees?
How's your sex life? Uh-oh.
Shazam! Golly!
Come on, hon, let's eat.
Say, he's cute, isn't he?
What's so attractive about him?
You're a very attractive man.
And you're very kind.
Come on, let's get together.
Let's get together, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get together, what do you say? We could have a swinging time.
Let's try being neighborly, huh?
And we got a lot in common. We both like cherry sodas and popcorn and monster movies.
Actually, I think I'm sort of in love with him.
Well, thank you.
Well, thanks. Yeah, ain't we lucky?